5 rookies that we feel like will make the biggest impact for their teams. I'm thinking we might have different players for this list.
Outside of Rob Dillingham, I'm sure we're all going to have Rob. I do have Rob here.
Are we going to go 5 to 1, or these are just 5?
I was just naming the 5.
So you didn't list it? Did you guys list it, or?
I had 5, but I listed them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it wasn't really like in order. It's just how I.
Should I have listed it in order? Let me cook.
I don't know, because if I did that, I feel like it's a lot of like guys are like top 5 picks and shit. That's why I was like, obviously they're going to be
poor players, because we can.
So
we can
crazy. I don't have a top 5 player.
No, neither
either.
do I.
Yeah,
I only have
except one. All right, so I'll go first because I feel like
because we can name players and then order it after.
I feel like there's so many rookies that can make an impact. You know, I think this is definitely one of those classes where there's going to be a ton of impact from rookies. So I'll start with the under the radar rookies. The first one was Jalen Tyson, a guy who got drafted to Cleveland. Small forward. I've been seeing a lot of rumors of Isaac Okoro getting traded, and if that's the case,
restricted still?
Yeah, restricted. And if that's the case, you just drafted Jalen Tyson, who could kind of do a little bit more of what you want, a guy who can space the floor and defend at a high level, somebody that can be in 3-and-D type of player next to Donovan Mitchell and Garland if he does stay. He's 6'6", has good size. I think drafting him was perfect. And I think they knew they was keeping Donovan Mitchell all around. So getting a player like this who can shoot the 3 ball and also defend and work a little bit in the pick and roll game can definitely help. Another guy is Deron Holmes. I think him going to Denver at a time like this where they're going to need so much from these young players, you couldn't have picked a better guy than him. I feel like he's so NBA ready, and just his aggression, his ability to handle the ball at that type of size, and his touch in the paint. I think he'll be great for them. I think, with Zeke Naji losing the minutes, like I talked about before, him stepping into that role. Then you have Peyton Watson off the bench. They're going to rely a lot on youth, and I think with Deron Holmes, he's the type of guy that you can rely on. My 2 big name guys are probably Reed Shepherd and Dalton Knecht. I think those are 2 guys that are instant impact, high level shooters, guys that can handle the ball. I think Reed Shepherd is probably going to have the biggest impact just because of the type of role he played at Kentucky. Like, he was the perfect role player and the perfect guy. And where you needed him to step up, he could. Where you needed him to play a different role, he can. He can space the floor. He can handle the ball. He can play make. He can shoot from the mid range, get to the rim. Like, he's just such a really good basketball player. It's hard to not have that impact and don't connect. Of course, a guy who's going to need to have that impact for the Lakers because they want to make the playoffs. They still want to make a push with LeBron and AD. And they don't have this flexibility to go out and get these insane role players. So Dalton Knecht is going to be jumped into that role. And then my 5th guy was Johnny Furphy. He got drafted to Indiana. I just think with that system, he may not get the burn, but when he does get the burn with that system, that type of creation they have, the type of ball handlers, the type of playmakers, the type of positions Rick Carlisle puts his shooters in. Mm-hmm. I could see him having Ben Shepherd like impact when Ben Shepherd did get in the game. Come in, space the floor, hit some tough shots. Johnny Furphy with the size, 6'7", 6'8", the great shooting he had in college. I could see him coming in whenever he does get the chance and making an instant impact. So those are my 5 guys.
All right, so I do have Rob Dillingham on here. I guess I can't be surprised that you don't have him here. I think that with the obvious understanding that.
What do you mean by that?
He had to be in my 5.
I don't know. Listen, when I think about rookies that are going to make the biggest impact for their team, Rob Dillingham is a lock.
He should be a lock.
He's a lock.
They need offense. That's exactly what he's going to give them.
So if he stinks it up, then what?
He won't stink it up.
He could stink it up, but any of those 5 you mentioned could stink it up.
Yeah, so this is a good 5.
I'm not saying it's not a good 5.
Furphy over Rob Dillingham.
No, that was just somebody I wanted to give some names.
So listen, I will give the credit to Riff. He said these are under the radar players.
True.
But the topic was 5 rookies that will make the biggest impact for the team.
So that's why
I took under the radar guys, but I think Rob Dillingham is a lot.
Yes, okay.
But if we're doing most impactful, we're going to do like all guys in the top 10. Probably.
You want me to take these?
I'll be honest. I only have, I guess, counting Rob Dillingham, outside him, I only have one other guy, and that's Klingon.
Because listen, as much as you love Robert Dillingham, he's still going to be a bench piece that might get 20 minutes. Like, there's other dudes that could start day one.
Defend me. Thank you.
That's the only
what is Reed Shepherd going to get? What is Reed Shepherd going to get?
Reed Shepherd
Fred
might
Van Vliet, Jalen Green.
Maybe not. No.
I'm looking at the Rockets.
Guy like Alex Starr.
I'm looking at the Rockets rotation. Fred Van Vliet, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith, Alperen Şengün. Amen Thompson, Steven Adams is coming back. Tari Eason, Reed Shepherd. Cam Whitmore. That's a lot of minutes you got to fight for.
But Reed was also a top 3 pick.
I know Reed Shepherd. I think he will play, but the same thing you just said for Rob Dillingham could be the same thing you could say for Reed Shepherd about you agree with Dell's statement that he'll only play 20 minutes. Rob Dillingham is getting more burn than Reed Shepherd.
I don't know.
I'll let you know that now.
I think Reed is going to get a good amount of minutes. He's walking into a situation where he's probably
will be
the
better
best
than Rob
shooter.
Dillingham.
I'm not saying that, bro.
Well, he won't have a bigger impact. He won't have a bigger impact.
I don't know.
He
could.
could.
Why do you think he can't?
He's not going to.
Is Reed not arguably the best shooter walking into Houston?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just a guess.
No. No argument.
And what do they
He's
need?
the best shooter already. Yeah.
What are we doing?
You said under the radar guys, and you mentioned the 3rd overall pick.
That was my fifth guy I named.
Yeah. It was undoubtedly the
He
fifth
was
guy
still
he mentioned.
in it though.
Yeah, and the first 3 guys I named were
That's the 3rd overall pick.
No,
You're talking about an easy pick with Rob.
Joel,
Shepherd not an easy pick.
he did not say all 5 of these guys are under the radar. He said, I think the last 1 or 2 guys. That was the only
He started
dudes
off
said.
his list by saying these are under the radar
Some
guys.
of these guys are under the radar
said that.
guys.
I mean, I don't think he thinks Reed Shepherd's under the radar.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
my gripe. But one thing's for sure. My gripe is that he said Rob Dillingham's an easy pick. Like Reed Shepherd is not. He's a 3rd fucking pick. He's easy too.
He's right.
No, I'm saying Rob Dillingham would have been an easy pick for us.
Yeah.
That's all I was saying.
Yeah.
Because it's an obvious answer.
Okay, but it just like, okay, so you're upset that you're just upset that Rob isn't on my list.
I'll be honest.
I'm not
it shocked
upset.
me. No. It shocked me.
Because I knew somebody else would
I'm not
say it,
upset.
so I tried to be different.
I'm fine with that.
So would you say he's in your top 5 most impactful coming into this year?
Like, what do you mean? Like, if I'm just making
Off the question that was posed.
yes, he would be. He would probably
The
be
topic
2.
of this
He has
question
the-
was 5 rookies that would be the
rookies.
most
And I wanted to be
impactful for their team.
Go your 5. I want to hear
Okay.
this.
Number 1 is Robert Dillingham.
Okay.
I think, and I even have projections for these players too. I think Rob Dillingham will average 14 and 4 as a rookie. I think he's going to play
pretty good.
20 plus minutes a night, and he's going to be one of the best. I think he's going to be in the rookie of the year race. He's going to finish top 3 in rookie of the year race. Okay. Number 2 is Zach Edey. I think Zach Edey, he could be number 1. I think Zach Edey might win rookie of the year. I think he's going to be that good. I think he's going to average 14 and 9 for Memphis, possibly 15. He will be a double-double machine his rookie season. You guys know I've been high on Zach Edey. Number 3 is Khalil Ware. I think Khalil Ware is awesome. Next to Bam Adebayo and that Heat system, he's been dominating Summer League. I know it's Summer League. I'm not putting too much weight into that. But at his size, his versatility on defense, how he can finish around the basket, he can also stretch the floor. My rookie stats for him, 11.7 rebounds per game. That's what I'm expecting. Number 4, Yves Missi. He will start for the Pelicans on day 1. And I think he's a lob threat. He's an excellent rim protector. He's an absurd athlete and finishes around the basket strong. I have 9 points a night with 6 rebounds for him as a rookie, starting at center. I think that's fine. And number 5, it was a toss-up. It was between 3. It was between Connect, it was between Ryan Dunn, and it was between Stephon Castle.
So can you name somebody nobody knows?
I could if I wanted to.
Do it.
But that's not who I think will be the most impactful rookies.
So can I ask you a question? Like if he
That's the
says Ryan Dunn, that's cool with you?
Ryan Dunn, I don't know if he gets a lot of minutes.
No, but you're saying someone that not many people know. Like
Khalil Ware,
Dunn,
Yves Missi,
That'd be cool.
Ryan
I think,
Dunn.
but I'm saying Yves
Dalton
Missi
Connect.
and Ryan Dunn also are 2 names I would say that's a shot. Like he's saying that's a shot.
No, I think Yves Missi's probably going to start. They don't have a big man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
have
he's
a
also
center.
wasn't a lottery pick.
But neither was Deron Holmes, Jalen Tyson, and Johnny Furphy.
I think in terms of prospects
was hating,
and
man.
in terms of being known, Deron Holmes is just as known as Khalil Ware and Yves Missi.
Listen, I think at the end of the day,
He was hating,
it's
man.
fine that Riv had some under the radar guys
you,
mixed
Dales.
with some
I'm
top
not
guys.
saying it wasn't
I think
fine.
it's
I
fine
never
if you
said that.
if you
Being
include
attacked.
Reed
I
Shep,
just
if you
didn't
include
see
whoever else.
that. I just was caught off guard that you didn't have Rob. That's all.
When I read the topic, it wasn't who's going to have the 5 most biggest impact. It was just 5 rookies that are going to make an impact. That's how I read it.
Now, if I bring into question your reading abilities,
What was,
I mean,
what was the
that's happened to you,
actual
though.
topic name?
it was exactly who will be the top 5 most impactful
Yes,
rookies.
it was
That's-
5 rookies that will make the biggest impact for their team.
For sure, but that's happened to all of us at this table. We've read a topic differently than what it is.
Riff. I don't disagree
No, I
with
don't know
your
what's
list.
your issue. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on
This
on the left
thing,
side. You
because
was
you're
just
not
angry.
listening to me.
I don't know what-
I'm not just
you
angry.
got
I'm
upset.
not.
You painted a
No.
narrative to me.
I'm not.
Talk to
I'm
me,
not
talk to
just
me, talk to
angry.
me.
I did get a little ticked off
You definitely
that you said Rob Dillingham's an easy pick. Like you didn't name the 3rd overall pick. That's what really got me upset.
Nobody named
If we're
him.
keeping it a buck.
Nobody named Reed Shepherd.
I didn't have Reed Shepard
But
on mine.
there is no possible way you could say Rob Dillingham is an easy selection and then
Because
say
I knew
the 3rd overall
it
pick.
was an easy selection, Joel, because I knew somebody at the table was going to pick him. Because like I said
Because
before,
we're all expecting him to have arguably the biggest role of these rookies on
I
a
don't
contending
know.
team.
I don't know that.
on,
He's
a
gonna have
on
a-
a contending
Oh,
team,
contending
probably.
team.
He's gonna have the
Well, he's
gigantic
the
role.
only one
he will be
on the contending team for the most part.
He will
another
be.
one.
DeRon Holmes is on
I
the
think
contending team.
the only name you
We're talking
guys
about lottery
haven't
picks.
mentioned, would be
We're talking
Jared
about
McCain for me. I think Jared McCain's the only other player that
Yes.
you didn't notice because the other ones I had was Rob Dillingham. I had Khalil Ware. I don't know if he's going to start next to Bam, but I think they don't have any really front court depth at all. So he's going to get minutes. Dolan Connect, we mentioned a bit, but just as a shooter, JJ Redick has emphasized he wants to have more 3-point shooting. Stephon Castle, but again, top 5 pick, we're expecting it. But Jared McCain, Philly still only has like a handful of guys on this roster. And when you look at their backcourt depth, of course you have Tyrese Maxey there. They're slated to start Kelly Oubre at the 2, and you have Eric Gordon. But there's really not a lot of depth there. I don't know how much we're going to see of Maxey and Jared McCain in the backcourt together, just because that's a really small backcourt and defensively could have some issues. But he was one of the better 3-point shooters in this draft. He could spell Maxey at times. And if you just look at the other guys that are there, it feels like he has a role kind of carved out for him. And I think the only thing that's stopping him is Philly is a contending team. So if he has some struggles early in the season, is he going to be able to gain that trust from Nick Nurse when you go on to, playoff time? Does he still get 15 to 20 minutes? But I think he's someone that Philly's probably going to need this season.
Yeah, I definitely didn't get into that deep of a bag with my names. Rob Dillingham obviously was the first one that came to my mind. He's going to be one of the few rookies that's going to be playing meaningful minutes down the stretch of the season. And I think that with what Minnesota needs, Rob Dillingham fits that exactly. I do have Ryan Dunn on my list. The Suns needed a point of attack defender. I've been here. They needed a point attack defender.
Ryan Dunn,
The only no, I just know Riv's very critical of his.
He just said he
game,
might not get minutes.
but no, he's going to play.
I said there's a chance he might not get minutes.
I think Ryan Dunn is a lock-in rotation player.
What does he do?
Who else?
He plays defense.
What else?
That's what they
What else?
need.
They desperately
What else?
need a
Rebound.
defender.
What else?
That's what they need. They just need dirty work guys.
They don't
He's
need
that.
a dude that can't score.
They could use a dude that could just be in a dunker spot and just cut to the
OD.
basket. That's
I'm
all
thinking
you
of
didn't
need.
even watch his tape. He
Can-
don't even
Bro,
do shit
can
like
he
What do you
play-
mean?
can
How
he
you
play
gonna tell
more
me
than
I didn't
Bowl?
watch his tape?
Come on.
Can he get like Bol type minutes? Like
15, 16, fine.
Yeah,
But like, at the
Bol
same
was
time-
Resort to
played
that
some
when
minutes
it
for them
comes to
at
talking
times
about a
last
prospect,
year.
and you're wrong. Ryan Dunn is gonna play for the Suns, bro.
But also-
they
Barely.
need what he has.
Barely. They also don't.
Barely.
Need,
Okay.
They also
We'll
don't.
see. We'll
they
see.
also,
We'll see.
they also
What's-
don't need
what's the
what he
statement?
can't give you.
He said he'll barely play.
Good 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes.
They don't. It's okay that he doesn't have great offensive skills.
No, it's not okay.
I think 10,
No,
15 minutes is the
it is
expectation.
okay
though.
because you have other great like
Brother, if you-
elite offensive
bro, if you
options.
All they have are offensive
They
you
have
players.
brother,
0 point of
I
attack
don't think-
defenders.
Dude, I don't think you realize when you have a dude that cannot score on the court, it is very easy to just pluck somebody from him and go defend other players.
He's
Why
gonna
are we acting
prove
like we
you
don't
wrong.
know ball?
He's gonna
Like,
prove
what
you
are we
wrong.
doing here?
But you're
Like,
saying-
come on.
I was watching a
at the
combine interview. He
Yeah,
was on
what was
numbers
they
on the
doing
board.
to- what was they doing to
This is what
Dallas?
Ryan Dunn said. Ryan
What was
Dunn.
OKC doing to Dallas? Leaving PJ Washington, leaving
We're talking
Derrick
about the
Jones
playoffs,
Jr.
bro. We're talking about the
what
regular
are they doing?
season.
They're gonna leave Ryan Dunn open. Let's not like
Okay,
let's not be
you
dumb.
think that Mike Budenholzer is gonna be dumb enough to leave Ryan Dunn open as hell on the corner? He's definitely gonna play around the rim, bro. Come on,
That's
let's
really-
stop fucking
Yes.
around. Come on, we know he's gonna play.
He's gonna
Ryan
play
Dunn's
around
gonna
the-
play.
He's
He's gonna
right.
play around the
How
basket.
many- how many
He's gonna
minutes?
play in the
How many
dunker
minutes? How
spot.
many minutes he's gonna get?
Because I think Riff's saying 10 to 15 is more than fair. This is a rookie on a team that has some vets behind
gonna
and
play
friends
more than
ahead of
15?
him.
15 is good playing time.
Yeah,
You said if barely playing is not
10
15
minutes
minutes.
is barely playing, bro.
10
10
minutes
minutes.
is barely.
What do you
Wait,
like
wait,
15?
I
But
agree.
15 is kind of
15 is okay.
15
Whatever.
is your meaningful in the
seventh.
rotation.
Yeah, you're like a seventh
Okay,
man.
fine. He's gonna play 10 to 15
I think
minutes.
he will play an important role for
that
that
was the
team.
misconception. You thought
He
15.
he will play an important
Is
role.
he gonna
for
play
their
more
team.
than Reed Shepard? Because you don't think he's gonna play.
Reed Shepard is the third overall pick.
You just said he's not gonna play. Don't.
I never
don't bring
said
it.
that.
You said
When
he's
did
barely
I
gonna
say
play.
that?
You just
You
said
did
that.
say
No,
that.
I
You
didn't.
just said he's barely
No,
gonna
I
play.
didn't.
It kind of came across.
You
like
know
listed
I
out the
didn't.
depth chart
I-
saying like Jalen Green, Fred Van. You did say that. I'm not gonna lie.
Joel, it kind of came across like
I
that.
named those names because
They all got 20 plus minutes.
The Rockets have a lot of players that can play minutes.
So is he
Reed
gonna play, yes
Shepard
or
is
no?
the third overall pick. He will play minutes. We all understand the politics.
So what did you bring him up
politics of
for?
sports? Because you mentioned at that time Rob Dillingham is only gonna play 20 minutes, and I said so is Reed Shepard. What's the difference?
I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm here.
You
don't get
mentioned
it.
Rob Dillingham in the light of
Like you're saying
20
that
minutes
correct.
is
Oh,
not
because-
enough to
because-
impact,
yes,
and then you said
no,
Reed
no,
Shepard
no, 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 I didn't say that. No, no, I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. He's lying again. He's lying again. I didn't say that. Don't let him pay the narrative. I did bring up the minutes. I said because they're gonna play the same amount. Because you just made it seem like Rob is gonna have this such bigger impact than Reed Shepard. Reed Shepard can have a high level impact on the team. They were on the same team in Kentucky. Reed Sheppard, you can argue, was the best player in Kentucky. It's not crazy to think Reed Sheppard can have the most impact on the team.
I never said that.
No, that's why I brought up the minutes.
I never said that. I called a grab because you said Rob Dillingham's an easy answer, yet you had a third overall pick on your list.
We got over that.
We're going back to what got us mad. That's what got us mad.
Joel, can I clean this up just a little bit, hopefully? I think when we're talking about Rob Dillingham, his role, at least as we see it right now, is open. Like, we know that they need a guy that can go out there and get buckets, especially when Mike Conley is off the floor. Reed Sheppard, there's other dudes in front of him, as you listed. So I think if Reed Sheppard had a bigger impact, even though he was the number 3 overall pick, that would still be a bit more surprising to me, because I think Rob Dillingham, the role is there day one as long as he's able to do it.
Dels, I love you. You said that perfectly. And that's what I meant when I was naming the rotation players.
So that's what we all
There
meant.
are more guys on Houston that Reed Sheppard has to compete with for minutes. Should he get minutes? Yes, he's the 3rd overall pick. But you cannot deny, off the bench with Amen Thompson, Cam Whitmore, Steven Adams. Yes, but I'm saying,
but Amen's supposed to be.
Those are good players that can be in the rotation.
I know.
Reed Sheppard will be in it because they need his shooting, but they have a lot of great players off the bench, and I would not be surprised if he's the 9th guy or 8th or 9th guy off the bench.
I don't know. Maybe
the
he might
same
have
thing.
Reed?
You're talking 8th or 9th guy. Yeah, I mean, Amen Thompson is. Thompson's coming off the bench
right now. I don't see, and I love Cam Whitmore. I don't see a big enough argument to say I would play him more minutes.
Cam Whitmore is like 10th on this list. I think is Amen getting more minutes than Reed Sheppard?
Yes.
Is Steven Adams getting the same or more minutes than Reed Sheppard? It's only back a bit.
Yes.
Tari Eason, can he at least have the same amount of minutes as Reed Sheppard or a little bit more? Those are
ideally though. You would like Reed to have more.
He's going to get 20 minutes a game.
That's what I'm saying. I said that though. Like Reed Sheppard, I think is like the 8th or 9th guy on the rotation. 8th if he's over Tari.
And I
9th
also,
if he's below.
If you're a guard, naturally you're going to play more minutes than a big.
You're the best shooter on the team.
He will get more minutes than Steven Adams. If Amen's offensive game, I think he'll automatically play because his defense, his athleticism, the ability to get out in transition. I think that's going to be a huge part for them. But if Reed Sheppard is by far and away, comes in day one, your best 3-point shooter, I'm with Riv. He's going to force himself to get 20 to 25 minutes maybe.
Well, listen, the best
can I clean up my Rob Dillingham stuff then?
Yes.
Okay, because like I said before, I read the topic as 5 rookies that are going to make an impact. So I chose 5 different ones because I knew somebody was going to pick Rob.
I think that's
so.
More than fair.
Can you agree?
I already did.
I already has.
But can you agree that calling Rob Dillingham an easy pick?
No, because
has no validity if you're using the 3rd overall pick.
Brother, you're not understand. I just explained why I called it an easy pick.
Because us 3 were going to have it.
Somebody was going to have it, so I tried to go different because I don't think nobody was going to have Reed Sheppard, and nobody did.
But I believe you all thought we were going to have it because it is a pretty, like, we know he's going to impact them at a high level.
I think Reed Sheppard's going to have a big impact also.
But I didn't think nobody was going to have him in their top 5. That's why, and like I said, I keep saying, I read the topic as 5 rookies.
My last 5 spot was between Klingon and Reed.
And so, Drew asked me in the middle, Rick.
Yes.
Is Rob Dillingham going to have number one? I said
2.
Yes.
And he said probably 2 of the top 5.
This draft is much different than previous drafts because I think in this draft, players that are not in the top 3 are probably going to have the biggest impact. Because last year, I mean, we all knew it was Victor Wembanyama. Would you have left Victor Wembanyama off your list because you thought all 3 of us were going to have it too? I know it's not the same level of impact, but I'm just saying.
No, I think everyone would have came up here and said, Wemby is obviously number one. Here's our actual
Rob
list.
Dillingham to a generational
But you just said Rob Dillingham was an obvious pick. But you didn't want to give him. You didn't want to give him your respect in your list.
No. See, now you're no.
Does it not sound like that?
No, it doesn't because I already explained it. You just have this weird obsession.
No, I don't.
With
it's
Rob
because every time he comes around, you disrespect him.
Last night.
Rob Dillingham is better than Michael Jordan. I swear to God.
I saw that on TikTok. It was hilarious.
That video.
Rob Dillingham is so good, bro.
Brother, I didn't say he wasn't.
Okay.
Do you think Reed Sheppard's an easy pick?
At the table, no.
I don't think so. Even though he's number 3 overall pick, I don't think he's an easy pick.
He's just 5th in Rookie of the Year odds. That's all he is.
We don't get
not an easy pick.
At this table, we've never given a fuck about odds.
Where's Dillingham?
8th.
Where's Dolan Connect?
What if you just gave us top
4th.
10?
Yeah. So I wanted to tie into
the odds maker, the ones you love so much, has Rob at 8th, but you feel like it's an easy pick for him to win Rookie of the Year. You said he's easily going to win Rookie of the Year.
You said
I said he'll be in the race.
He's easily going to be in the race.
If you listen,
But
I said Zach Edey.
Okay.
That's my pick to win Rookie of the Year.
Okay,
He's cooking.
He said he's easily going to be in the race.
Yes.
The odds makers he like to bring up have him 8th in the odds.
So he's making a hot take right here.
they're wrong.
Low key, he's making a
But
hot
no,
take.
he said they're wrong. Now it's not. We don't give a fuck about the odds when it doesn't favor him.
No, but
these odds are not always right.
The odds
Not
are
always
favoring him, saying that it's not an easy pick.
It is.
for sure.
Yeah.
I guess.
The odds are saying Reed Shepard's an easier pick than Rob Dillingham.
I guess, but apparently at the table that's not true.
But I don't think it's
Like
true.
to us, I think Rob is definitely
Higher.
Yeah, he should be.
Okay.
We're here with that.
Okay.
So can I hear just the top 10 in Rookie of the Year?
The top 10 players in Rookie of the Year odds this year for the NBA on FanDuel. Number 1 is Alexander Sarr. 2 is Zach Edey. 3 is Zachary Risache. 4 is Dalton Knecht. 5 is Reed Shepard. 6 is Mataz Buzelis. 7 is Stephon Castle. 8 is Rob Dillingham. 9 is Ron Holland. And 10th is Carlton Carrington.
Interesting. Dalton Knecht at 4 is definitely a little Lakers bump. For sure, a little Lakers
Because
bump there.
a bunch of heads are putting money on him to win.
He wasn't in your top 5?
Dalton Knecht?
Yeah.
He was
Knecht
in
was
my
in my
fifth.
top 5.
He's 5th.
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
Yeah, I'll be honest. My list wasn't anything groundbreaking outside
I
of
was
maybe
here honorable
Ryan
mention.
Dunn.
We had 5.
Because it was a 3-way tie between him, Ryan Dunn, and Stephon Castle. But I gave him a little bit of the edge.
Do you think Stephon Castle's impact might decrease because of Chris Paul?
It might. I actually think that's going to benefit him a lot.
No, I think in the long term for sure, but I think just for this upcoming season, because I had him on my list and I was like, damn, if Chris Paul wasn't there, you can make the argument. Probably, I don't know if there's a better argument for him to be number 1, but Chris Paul being there, he's gonna.
He could play the 2.
You think so?
Yeah, I
he can
think
play
so.
the 2.
Play
I feel
off
like
Chris Paul.
Yeah, having Chris Paul there is just going to make his job easier. Like, he's going to find him on cuts, running in transition. He's going to find him too. I think that's
Big
actually
Stephon
going to
Castle
boost him up a little bit. It's definitely going to save his efficiency his rookie year. I think if he was just the only ball handler there, having responsibility, his efficiency would have looked pretty ugly. But with Chris Paul, I could see him having a very efficient rookie season. I project the stats for him too. I have him at 12, 6, and 4 as a rookie.
That'd be amazing.
Solid. Yeah, it's really good
to
numbers.
face 12, 6, and 4 as a rookie, you take that to the crib. Yeah, I think you look in previous years with San Antonio, and they've just lacked depth at the guard position. But now you have Chris Paul, Vassell, you bring in Stephon Castle. Now Trey Jones now comes to the bench. There's at least some type of depth at that guard position. But now that you have Chris Paul in there, he can be a great mentor for Trey Jones, be a great mentor for Stephon Castle. So it'll be interesting to see how that all transpires because, of course, we all care about the Spurs for primarily one reason, and that's Victor Wembanyama. How are they? I know Stephon Castle's your guy, but at the same time,
He's my guy too.
we understand.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Okay.
Honestly, even before he showed love to the Celtics, I liked him. Then he showed love to the Celtics. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Welcome. I'm glad to have you here, man.
Yeah, but I think we just understand how can we get Wemby the ball in his best spots. I mean, obviously he's making things up as he goes. He doesn't see a shot on the court that he doesn't like. Of course, you when you have that length advantage over so many people in the league, it's going to benefit your offensive game. So I'm very excited to watch the Spurs this year.